Hello everybody, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith and we are in round 11, which is pretty amazing. I didn't think we'd actually make it this far, but we did, and we are going to be moving into this 11th round. We only need to get through this round, and we also need to get through one more round, and we win this scenario. So let's make this happen. Now, just so you guys are aware, I moved the rock away and replaced it with a B. This is Barty's damage currently. This is Drell's damage currently. We're still okay. And we're going to see if we can pull this out playing at a very difficult scenario level 3 with some crazy elite monsters with insane HP that are just starting to surround us in every way, in every fashion. We are in some serious trouble here. We're going to have to try to make something happen to stop us from dying. So, all right, what do we do? First, we got to take a deep breath because it looks like we've made it this far, and we're going to have to pick some cards that make the most sense for us. Now, we know the Craigheart's down to 5 health left. The Tinker has 6. Okay, that's not bad. We can start losing cards as we take damage, but we really need to focus on getting rid of the weakest ones out of this area ASAP, because the more hits we're taking, the worse off we are. So the biggest factor here, and also the Craigheart is wounded, so at the start of every one of his turns, he's going to lose a health. We should probably heal him. Well, we should probably heal him if we can, although it might be a waste of a heal, but if we can find a way to do it cheaply, then that would be good. So in terms of the Tinker, what we really want to focus on is an attack that's going to generate enough to get through the Lurker's defenses in order to kill it, because as of right now, things have not panned out in a way that we've wanted. Now, in terms of an attack, probably just doing a ranged attack on him with the strongest attack we possibly can would be the smartest idea. So something like this would be smart, allowing us to do like a range 3 attack, and from 3 away. But the problem is the initiative is really low. We need to make sure we go early in this one because we're getting surrounded. So the other thing that I could do is with him is the attack 3 is good. I don't have any other healing cards, which is bad. This one's not bad either. This one I like. It says, one ally within range 2 may recover one of their discarded cards, or up to 2 discarded cards if they have the frost symbol. So I like that. So that's good and everything. But the downside is we're not going early enough. So I have to kind of wait on this one and decide whether it's better to have this card or this card, and to be honest, immobilizing something that's not around me isn't smart. And then this one here I probably wouldn't use because I'd end up losing the card, and we need cards to survive this particular scenario. So I'm thinking, well, I could go after the coin if I want to be really greedy. The Lurker that's damaged is 3, and we'd be 3 away. So I could go for this, but that would put me closer to the Frost Demons. But let's go with that. I'll pick this one for now, so it'll make sure that we go early, which is what we want. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same for the Craigheart. In the Craigheart in the last video, I did forget, guys. I did forget this. And I just caught it right now, so if you've commented in the last video, I deeply, deeply apologize. But the Craigheart was attacked side by side in the last one, and again, I forgot about the retaliation. So at this point, we retaliated. So in the previous video, both of these guys attacked the Craigheart, and we took a lot of damage. But I have Retaliate, which means Retaliate does an instant 2 damage on both of them. So this would have moved to here, and then to here, which would have given me 1 XP for passing by this one. And if on the next Retaliate we get the next one, we get the next XP. So that's 2 damage on each of these guys, which means before we keep going in the start of this 11th round, this number 3 guy's not on the board anymore. He's been killed off. The Craigheart did everything he needed to do to wipe him out. So he's dead, guys. I cannot believe I forgot that. So if you guys commented in the video like, oh my gosh, he's already dead, you've missed something, you're losing your mind, you could be winning. Well, I remembered, finally, thankfully. And the worst thing about this is I'm filming these back to back, so sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I don't have the chance to see your guys' comments until too late. But although a lot of you guys in part, I believe it was 3 or 4, were able to give me a lot of good feedback before I started up this next round. But that's really cool. And this guy gets 2 damage on him too, because again, Retaliate goes through anything shield-wise. So we get 2 free damage against him. Now we can start. Okay, so we picked our 2 cards. We're still starting round 11. I was just cleaning up from round 10 when I forgot. So we're going ahead and picking our 2 cards. We got 2 for the Tinker. Now we're going to go ahead and pick some cards that can generate some damage or potentially slow or push people back. So what's really cool is if I decide to end up using, if I ended up using the, if I end up using the bottom of this instead and using this, which is an attack 2, range 3 poison, and I beef up the leaf ability, what I can do in combination is I can use this crater attack. And this crater attack allows me to shove somebody further away from me. And that might be useful to get this guy off of me. You know, I don't know, he might get back on me regardless, or I could even shove one of these frost demons further away. So that's something that's worth thinking about. So this is good, but now I need a card that's gonna get me to go a little bit earlier in the round. And this one's nice. All adjacent allies and enemies suffer a damage, so that'd be a guaranteed damage against him. I could also move onto the stairwell for 2 and damage this guy and kill him off. So that's a pretty good combo. I like that. This could be really fun. This round could actually be really good. So we got an 18, a 19. We are in the 11th round. That's an odd number. So on odd numbers, we are doing the highest initiative in terms of a spawn. So we're gonna go ahead and, oh wow, 2. A 23 and a 58. Wow, those are some crazy different initiatives. They're all over the place. So sorry, we're on odd, so it's the highest, so it's a frost demon. That's actually a really good thing. It sounds like it's a bad thing, but it's great because it's going to put another frost demon very, very far away from the action, something we don't have to deal with. We are getting super lucky in that they're staying far away from us. So now we got all kinds of frost demons over here. When a frost demon comes out, movement is -1 for all characters. So that's something to keep aware of. Now the really bad thing about this is that the wind demons get to go first because they got a 2 ahead of everybody else. And that really, really sucks because I was hoping to take him out first. But it looks like they're going to get to go, which is really too bad. So the wind demons, what are they going to do? They're going to shield up. They're going to move. No, they're not, because they're ranged. So for now, they don't need to. He's going to target my Craighart who's closest, and he's going to attack with a -1. He consume any element to generate wind. There is none, so he can't get wind generated. But he's going to attack, and his attack is 3. It's -1, and it's from distance, so I don't get retaliate. So it's going to be 2 attack, and then whatever gets pulled from this. So it's 2. So if it's 2 damage, I'm gonna, do I take it? Yeah, I gotta take that. I don't wanna lose a card for that. And we're actually kind of weak on cards, so we need to short rest in the next turn here. So that's the Wind Demon's turn, and he is done. So that's okay. Now we're gonna move to, the next one in line is the Tinkerer. So that's good, and that's kind of what we wanted. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna deal with this Lurker who's here, or something. And I'm trying to remember what my plan of attack was again. Originally it was to work on the guy that was here, but we realized he was already dead because of the Retaliate 2 from the previous round. So now things have kind of changed, and we have to think about what we want to do. So maybe the thing that makes the most sense, and we need to generate the leaf ability, remember, because we want to push the Lurker away, although it won't matter because the Lurker is going next before the Craighart. So that's where things kind of changed on us. So then the question becomes, do I get overly aggressive and I could be overly aggressive and do both of these attacks, and both of those attacks would be substantial if I don't pull a null against this elite who's a 14. I have 2 on him. I don't even know if that's enough. It wouldn't even be enough to kill him per se, which makes it really nasty. The only other thing I can do is poison from distance. I can obviously attack this guy and kill him off, and that might be the smartest. And then I can let the Craighart, when it's the Craighart's turn, deal with, oh no, but the Craighart, see, I want to do range with the Craighart. So let's go ahead and do the Tinkerer's shot against this elite guy, because we want to get rid of him, or we want to, we want to poison him too. That'll make him weaker for other shots. Oh, this is so tough. Yeah, I'm going to have the Tinker go after the elite, and I'm going to have the... Oh, man. No. Oh, it sucks. It has to be... I'll have to move back. No, I'm going to change my mind, guys. Sorry. Changing my mind again. I'm going to attack this guy with the Tinkerer. So the Tinkerer is going to use this, and he's going to boost it. It says you and all adjacent allies add +1 to your round. So this is he's going to play this bottom portion, which means all of us get +1 for our turn, which is good. And it has to be adjacent, though. All adjacent. So it's just going to be the Tinkerer, sorry, not the Cragheart. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use the top ability of this, which is an attack 2. So this attack 2 is now going to be a 3 because it's me. It's like you, the Tinker himself, is going to get a bonus. So attack 3. It's going against the Wind Demon who has no other shields or anything like that. Or sorry, does have a shield of 2. And then oh, that's such a risky like attempt. Like I just don't know if that's going to be worth. I don't know if it's going to be worth what we get out of it, because my worry here is that if we get a card that ends up not being what we want in terms of a modifier, we're very, very risky in that it has 2 shields. So it's like if we pull, oh, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Let's just go for it. Forget it. So we're using this. On this is 3. He's got a shield of 2. We just need to get through. That's all. If we get through, if we can stay at 1, we're golden. Yes! ×2! Best card ever! Okay, so that means we have totally killed him. There's like, he is dead. Finally, this guy's gone. He's been sitting around forever, so this guy only needed 1 health to die anyway. So we generated there in that attack, we generated 3, and then it was 3 times 2s, and then the shield, so he's more than dead, more than dead. Okay, awesome. So that's done. So now these 2 cards can be discarded. The leaf element does move up to the strong column, so that's good. We have 1 less guy to deal with. That's awesome. Now none of those cards were lost cards, so we're good. And then that is the Tinkerer's turn. So now we've done the Wind Demon, we've done the Tinkerer. The next up is going to be the Lurker. So the Lurker, sadly, is right here. He's going to shield up, and then he's going to move, which he doesn't need to do because he's right beside the Cragheart. He's going to attack me for -1 on his 4. So we're going to go ahead and do that attack. He's an elite, so he's going to get 3. This is 4 -1 is 3. Yes, guys, we got the null. Best. We are finally getting some luck. Okay, so that means the attack is completely void. The frost element goes to the strong column. And the Lurker is done. We only have 1 Lurker. That's awesome. Oh, man, that feels so good to have him fail at that. Because I can tell you right now, the Cragheart's getting low on cards, and we don't really have cards to afford. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and do the Cragheart, it looks like, next, because we got 58 here and a 29, and then we have to also remember about Drail over here. The other thing to remember too, guys, is that movement for this turn, because it was a Frost Demon that came out, was -1, so if we want to do movement with this Cragheart here, we're going to have to think about that. So what I'm going to do here is... Yeah, it makes sense to me. I'm going to do this one. Move 2. All adjacent allies and enemies suffer damage. So I'm going to essentially go like this. Just 1, 2. And he's beside this enemy, so this enemy is just going to take damage. Boom. So we just basically did a rumbling advance on him. Hit him for 1 damage. We'll discard this card. Now we're going to do our attack. Our attack's attack of 3, range 3. Or sorry, when I did my move 2, I don't want to be adjacent to him for a ranged attack because then I'll be disadvantaged. So let's not do that. I'm gonna move back to beside the Tinkerer like this, and then we're going to actually I'm gonna move beside the Tinkerer. Reason being is when these Frost Demons eventually get down to me, or maybe I move even further. Maybe I move in front of the Tinkerer so that when the Frost Demons go next, I'm in the way. They're gonna move. They're gonna be able to shoot me regardless. They're going to have a massive bonus to their attacks, which is really bad. The Cragheart's going to take a lot of hits here, which is also really bad. So maybe I need to rethink my whole plan with this, actually. So I'm going to think about this again, and I'm going to... I'm not going to worry about the Lurker. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to move 2 to move in front of the Tinkerer. Sounds insane, but I'm worried about these 3 guys now. And I'm going to do this, attack 3, and then I'm going to consume the leaf element to push. So we're going to do an attack 3 on this guy here. He doesn't have any shields. He's got 14 health, which is still insane. So we're going to go ahead and do that attack 3. It's probably not going to do all that much against him, but we'll give it a shot. 0. So he has no shield, so we get 3 damage through on number 3. So 3 damage onto that frost demon. And then we get to use the leaf element. We'll consume it completely. And we can push 2, so we can shove this guy back, which is what we want. We want them to be further away. We gain an XP from that, which is a good thing. And then these 2 cards are now done. Now, the downside is, it said here, when I move 2, all adjacent allies and enemies suffer damage. So this means a Tinker has to suffer the damage because I rolled past him. You guys might be thinking, why did you do that? I'm doing that because I want these Frost Demons who are going to go next, I want them to focus on the Cragheart. Oh, that's probably a bad idea. But regardless, I've got cards to discard. We'll be fine. We're going into the next round soon, so I think we'll be okay. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight. Okay, so those 2 cards are now discarded. And now we move to the... we don't move the Frost Demon first. We go to Drail first. So Drail's going to make an attack on Barty again, because Drail hates Barty with a passion. And one thing I forgot to do was shuffle this pile, because there's a null shuffle thing there from last time, so we're going to make sure we shuffle these first. It's looking good though. I mean, for now. I mean, I think we're going to end up losing a lot of cards, but we've cleared the herd of cards relatively well. Like, it's not such a big mess as it was earlier on, so I think we're doing okay. And I say think because I'm just not sure, but we'll find out very soon. So I'll split the deck. This is going to be it right now, okay? Now, I know normally you wouldn't shuffle these in the middle of the game, guys. I'm just doing that because I had forgotten. This is the first time we're pulling for an attack this round, and I'd forgotten to shuffle that deck in between the videos, so I just want to make sure that we got that all cleared away. So at this point, what's happening is Drail is attacking Barty, and we'll see what we get. It's an attack 3. -1, so it's 2. Now, if we look at Barty's health, he's got 8. If Barty takes that 2 damage, he dies. We can't have Barty die. Here's another thought. We have 3 Frost Demons that are coming. They're all going to be focusing on the Cragheart because he's closest. If the Cragheart happens to take all 3 hits and cannot take the damage, I'm going to lose my entire hand, which is fine because I can handle that and I can still survive. I can still short rest at the end, and I'm still okay for one more round. But right now, I want to lose 1 card to stop Barty from getting the damage put on him, and I definitely don't want that card coming from the Cragheart's hand. That would be a terrible strategic move. So we're going to take a card from the Tinker's hand, has a little bit more options. And I think the 76, the 2 damage poison one's a good one to use because I just don't see myself using it. It's a really high initiative. That's a good one to lose. So we've done this in order to negate the attack on Drail, so we're still all well and good. So that is it. That's the end of the round, and now sorry, not the end of the round, that's the end of Drail's attack. Now we do the Frost Demons. Now this is going to get crazy. The Frost Demons are all elite. They are all, they don't have range normally, okay? Now, the crazy thing is, they apparently on this card here have move, they have attack, and they have range. And if they can consume the Frost symbol, they also gain +2 attack and range, an extra range, which is ridiculous. So their regular movement is going to be based on this, which is 4. They're going to take away a movement, which means it's going to be 3. Now their range is going to be 3. So in order for them to get in range of the Cragheart, they're going to have to be, it'd be like, the stairwell will be 1, 2, 3. So they'd have to be here to shoot me. Now, so what we'll end up doing is doing this in order of elites. So elite number 1 is likely going to go 1, 2, 3. That's enough movement to get from on a 1 move, 2 move onto the difficult tile, and he's now within 3 to shoot me. This is being consumed so that he can get that extra range. So he has 3 range. They're not normally ranged characters, but they're getting range from this card. And then this guy, number 2, is going to go next. He needs to try to get close, but the great thing is I don't think he can. So he needs to be within 3, and he can't get past this guy. So we'd have to try to come over here or whatever. So regardless, this guy's just going to bunch up behind the rest of them. He would go 1, 2, 3, and essentially stop there. And then the third guy would go 1, 2, and I just want to double check that that's not difficult terrain as well. Okay, it's labeled as gray in the rules. So let me just make sure that I understand what that is. Corridor placed on a connection to my palace. They're just normal empty hexes. This is just a normal move. So he's there, and now he's within range of 3. So really, at the end of all this movement, only 2 of them can attack me from range. And so they're going to do that now. So this one over here is going to do a long range shot at me. The attack nastily is going to be an extra 1 or extra 2 on top of the 4 they already have. So it's going to be 6 coming at me from this guy. So 6 is way too much than the Craighart can take. So I have to lose a card. So I'm going to want to lose something that doesn't... let me think here. I'm going to want to lose something that I don't want to lose. Or I don't... like probably this one. And the reason being, I think I'm going to try to run away in the last one. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to discard it. So this is going to be the lost card. I know it's got a nice attack, but I'm going to get rid of that one. I've got a plan. And then the next guy is going to go ahead and make his attack doing the exact same thing. So this guy here is doing a range 3 attack at me. Again, with the +2 on the 4 is 6. And we'll see what happens. -1, so it's 5. Regardless, it's way too much than the Craighart can possibly take. The one that I really like, though, is the move jump. So I think that's going to be the one that we keep, even though it doesn't seem like a good one. I like it. So I'm going to take this one and discard 35. So, or not, lose 35, sorry, to negate that damage. So there we go. So now we've handled all the Frost Demons. That's the full round. There's nothing to wane down here. We have a few things to shuffle, which I'm going to do in between, as well as this deck and whatnot. We are going to do a short rest. So I'm going to do the short rest right now on camera for the Craighart, so that we can get ready for the next round. Even though this is like kind of hard to mix up because there's only 4 cards, but I already can't remember which ones are which, so should be okay. We'll take the third one. So this one here, heal 2, attack 2. This is the one that gets thrown away, and now we have 4 cards left for the Craighart, so he's just barely holding on to life after all those hits, but enough to continue on. Now we're going to need as much stuff as we need, or can get back from the Tinker. I'm short resting with the Tinker as well. Not that I need to, but I just want to, and so I have the cards to be able to lose when we need them. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. So heal 3, move 2. That one's gone. And we're going to get this one back, the heal 5. That's good. We can use that one. It's got a good initiative on it. That one's nice. And 61. So the Tinker is doing fine. This is his type of game, apparently, for this particular scenario. So we've short rested. There's no elements to move down. And we have to do some shuffling. But that's essentially it. That's the end of this round. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. If you have, like it. Let me know. And also throw in your feedback. Hope you guys are enjoying it. We are moving, guys, into the 12th and final round on scenario, on a hard scenario. Not only is it hard, but we are facing level 3 monsters, guys. This is tough stuff. So anyway, looks like we're going to be able to pull this off. If we can get ourselves... My plan is to get these guys up this deck area and sitting over here away from these Frost Demons as far as possible. But anyway, until the next video, guys, thanks for watching and keep rolling solo.